19 years old, European champion, world champion, Barcelona's attacking leader, and he is only just getting started. For more than 15 years, football had two owners. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo collected 13 Ballon d'Or awards between them and defined an entire generation of the sport. Then came a moment that made the transition impossible to ignore. Messi, now 39, watched Spain lift the World Cup after defeating Argentina. Standing on the other side of that final was Yamal.
One of the greatest players that's played. What he thinks about the next generation coming now to take over the crown maybe at some point, like the likes of Lamine Yamal.
The same child Messi had once held in a photograph nearly 2 decades earlier. That baby had become a world champion before turning 20. A photograph does not make anyone an heir. A shirt number does not hand anyone a crown. Yamal is earning it on the pitch. And to win a World Cup at 19, he had to go through Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, and Lionel Messi. 3 icons from 3 separate generations stood between Spain and that trophy.
I believe that they're going to be the best players for this new generation.
Spain eliminated every single one of them. Before turning 20, Yamal had already collected 3 La Liga titles, 2 Spanish Super Cups, 1 Copa del Rey, 1 European Championship, and 1 World Cup. 8 official trophies. At a comparable age, Cristiano Ronaldo had won only the Portuguese Super Cup. Messi was showing signs of greatness, but was not yet deciding matches for Barcelona. Yamal is already doing both. It started in Rocafonda. Born in 2007, Yamal turned the number 304 from his local postcode into a celebration recognized around the world. He joined La Masia as a child and made his Barcelona debut on the 29th of April 2023 at just 15 years and 290 days old. But making your debut that young guarantees nothing. Football is full of wonder kids who arrived early and disappeared just as fast. Yamal did the opposite. During the 2023 to 2024 season, he became the youngest starter, assist provider, and goal scorer in La Liga during the 21st century. He also became the youngest player ever to appear in a Clásico. Watch the footage from that period and you see the pattern immediately. Yamal receives the ball in tight spaces, holds off pressure, and finds solutions that players 10 years older would not attempt. The technical foundation was already there. What developed rapidly was the decision-making on top of it.
Lamine Yamal. Nice curl!
Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal.
The winner this year is
Lamine Yamal.
Then Spain called him up. At 16 years and 57 days, he became the country's youngest ever player and youngest goal scorer. The milestone comparisons at that point started becoming genuinely uncomfortable for football's historical record books. Messi reached 100 Barcelona appearances at 20 years and 248 days. Cristiano reached 100 club appearances at 19 years and 348 days. Yamal did it at 17 years and 292 days. By that point, he already had 22 goals, 27 assists, and 3 trophies. Euro 2024 was the moment he stopped being viewed as a promising teenager and became a name the entire sport had to take seriously. He became the youngest player to appear in the tournament, the youngest to provide an assist, and the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history. The clearest statement came in the semi-final against France. Spain were losing when Yamal received the ball wide on the right, shifted inside, and curled a finish off the post and into the net. A 16-year-old scoring that goal in that moment against France in a European Championship semi-final. In the final, he assisted Nico Williams as Spain won the trophy. He finished the tournament as champion and best young player. That was not a talented youngster enjoying a good summer. That was a superstar announcing himself to the world. The highlights from that period tell the same story on repeat. Yamal receiving under pressure, using a touch to set his body, then producing something the defender simply did not account for. Not raw pace forcing the situation. Technique and timing making the defender irrelevant before the duel even begins. France kept asking the same question after that tournament. And Yamal kept giving the same answer. A year later, in the Nations League semi-final, Spain faced France again. Spain won 5-4. Yamal scored twice. Then came the 2026 World Cup. Another semi-final against France. Another Spanish victory, 2-0. Yamal consistently attacked the left side of the French defense, alternated outside dribbles with diagonal runs inside, helped create a decisive set-piece situation, and had a goal ruled out for offside. 3 meetings with France across major tournaments. 3 Spanish victories. Yamal was central to every one of them. At club level, the production was just as CC7 direct goal contributions as a teenager. He scored in the 4-0 victory at the Bernabeu, scored again in the Spanish Super Cup final, produced 2 assists in the Copa del Rey final. In the League Clásico in May 2025, he registered 7 shots, 5 on target, 4 successful dribbles, and 3 big chances created. Those are not the numbers of a youngster learning consistent. During the 2024 to 2025 season, Yamal registered 17 goals and 20 assists across 53 appearances, helping Barcelona win La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. 30G the game. Those are the numbers of someone dominating the biggest match in Spanish football. Watch his movement in the Clásico footage, and the tactical picture becomes clear. He does not simply wait for the ball on the touchline. He is constantly adjusting his position, pulling defenders out of shape before the ball even arrives. The threat begins before the touch. The records kept arriving. In 2026, Yamal reached 100 La Liga appearances at 18 years and 272 days old, beating Raúl's record by more than a year. He did not mark the milestone quietly. Against Espanyol, he scored and provided 2 assists. He did not simply reach the record, he decided the match on the same afternoon. Then came the World Cup. He scored against Saudi Arabia, constantly troubled Belgium, and won the penalty that changed the semi-final against France. In the final against Argentina, he became the 3rd youngest player ever to appear in a World Cup final. Then he won it. That made him the youngest footballer ever to win both the European Championship and the World Cup. The historical comparison at that point becomes almost unfair to construct. Johan Cruyff made his World Cup debut at 27. Cristiano Ronaldo and Diego Maradona were 21 at their first tournaments. Messi was 19 and still playing a secondary role for Argentina. Ronaldo Nazario became a world champion at 17, but did not play in that tournament. Mbappe was brilliant and won the World Cup at 19, but none of them had won both the European Championship and the World Cup before turning 20. Nobody had ever done that. Until Yamal. The compilation of touches from the World Cup shows exactly how he operates at the highest level. Receiving in tight areas, using his body to shield, finding the next action before the pressure arrives. And when defenders do commit, the space appears somewhere else on the pitch. His individual danger creates collective opportunities. Tactically, Yamal has evolved well beyond what he was when he first appeared. He began as a 1-versus-1 winger who could beat the fullback in open space. That version of him was already special. The current version is something different. He holds width to stretch the pitch and pin the opposition left back. He moves inside to receive between the lines. He attracts multiple defenders and releases Pedri or Dani Olmo into the space created. He creates through crosses, disguised passes, carries forward, and movement without the ball. Against Saudi Arabia at the World Cup, after just 41 seconds, he received under pressure and escaped his marker with a touch and turn that removed the defender completely from the action. Against Portugal, when Nuno Mendes and nearby support gave him less space, he did not force the dribble. He carried forward, drew 2 defenders toward him, and switched the play to Alex Baena, who received completely free. The individual danger became a collective advantage. The World Cup final against Argentina showed his most complete version. Spain attacked with Pedro Porro balancing behind Yamal on the right. Argentina placed Nico Gonzalez close to Nicolas Tagliafico to create constant 2-versus-1 situations. Every player sent toward Yamal opened space elsewhere. In the decisive moment, before Porro crossed, Yamal received wide and attracted 2 Argentine defenders. Argentina shifted toward him and left Porro completely free. The fullback crossed, Nico Williams finished, and Spain were world champions. Yamal did not receive the assist. He did not touch the ball in the build-up to the goal. But he created the numerical advantage that made the whole action possible. That is his real tactical value. Watch the pass, the movement off the ball, the run into the box that follows. He starts as a winger and arrives as a forward. The position on the team sheet does not contain what he actually does. The Ballon d'Or conversation is completely serious. Not because of hype, not because he came from La Masia, and not because the world wants another Messi. He can win it because he has the trophies, the individual production, and the performances in the biggest matches at the highest level. But the award is almost beside the point. Lamine Yamal is not the next Messi. He is not the next Cristiano. He is the first Lamine Yamal, building a beginning that belongs only to him. And so far, that beginning is greater than almost every legend who came before him. He has already started shaping the next era of football. The frightening part is that he is still only 19.